Can you describe in few sentences your presentation, the core of the presentation?
So my presentation was related with the use of generative AI by security professionals. So basically, my will was to contextualize the generative AI in a wider spectrum of artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is already being used by security tools for so many years. So I think the motivation here, it was what I try to pass is nowadays at least people are more excited, more motivated with this buzzword, let's say generative AI. So it's a good opportunity to professionals go a little bit further, not using only the tools that embed these artificial intelligence technologies, but actually improve the technologies by supporting humans, by supporting processes and organization. So I started by, of course, explaining why it's important to use these kind of tools. If I would have to summarize it, I would say because the bad guys are also using it. So it's a good way of balancing the same tools used for attack and for defense. So it's not should I use or not, is when should I use it. Of course, we are talking about very advanced tools that are not accessible for everyone. So there's a need of organizations and companies to have access to the best tools, because that's what the bad guys are doing. They are having access to the latest technologies they had available. And if you understand the impact of the technology or in generative AI in the wider, how is impacting the organization, of course, we know automation, that will increase the lack of human resources in this area. Of course, it's associated with impacting or reducing the human error. But I decided to focus more in the support to the decision making, because in particular, the generative AI is something that is in a layer of conversation. A human need to be involved, because we are not talking about two machines talking with each other, generating code. We are talking generation content. So when content is generated, it's because someone will read it or someone will use it. So I positioned that in the decision making, and the alert is not about implementing technologies, is about understanding what are you doing today, what are the use cases, the activities that you are already using today, and trying to figure it out. And each organization can do that, mapping the decisions that are being took today, that they are doing today, that would be better if they would have these technologies to support the decision. So by looking to that, we can end up saying, okay, this is not an just automation tool. It's something that will put together humans and technology. So I think that was the biggest message, putting humans and technology together. And I ended up just giving 5 examples. There are 5 major domains of use cases. The first, of course, supporting security operations. The second, security, information security and policies. The risk management and understanding the attacks and the risk of vulnerabilities. The part necessarily associated with the development and the application is also very useful. And finally, the compliance. So it was a contextualization of generative AI, but putting the focus not in the technology, but the balance between humans and technology.
And when you talk about making decisions, what do you think, when will be the human race, or we, like our society, in the point when that the AI can replace the manager positions?
So I show up a model where it's not about the layers or the levels in your organization. It's not about the one specific function or another function. It's actually about the decisions. And if you classify the decisions according to variables like risk, repeatability, frequency, there are 7 major variables. You will understand that everything that is highly frequent and repeatable, humans are not needed to do that. So probably in that side, we will have only automation by machines. But in the other side, you have decisions that you only take one time, that you need collaboration, that you need involvement of people. And those will keep being done only by humans. The tools are somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle, what we'll see is decisions that will be taken by technologies that will be supervised by or governed by humans. So they are doing it and humans are just supervising it. Then we will have things that will be done by humans with lots of support by technology. So the discussion, will technologies replace humans? can be a small yes, but only for the repeatable task. Everything that need to be discussed nowadays is, again, the collaboration between humans and machines, because most of the tasks, most of the decisions will be either machine decisions supported or governed by humans, or human decisions supported by machines.
How many years are we in this point, from this point?
So that is the challenge for the organizations, because the technology is always, this is the time of the technology. The technologies are out there, the technologies are available. So the discussion is, are companies and organizations and even countries adopting these technologies? So the fact that I'm saying, oh, I'm not using it, doesn't make the technologies disappear. So the message is that the technologies are out there. Is definitely, and as I said before, if you are not using it, the bad guys are using it. So if the technologies are available, they are available for everyone. So the need, and that's the good, I think is the good news, is that these type of technologies are very, let's say, democratized. So everyone can have somehow access to it. It's not something that, like in the past, the technologies were accessible only for the ones that have higher investments or specific sectors. So everyone can have it. Even individuals can have it. So this democratization of the technology put the responsibility in leaders, because leaders just need to decide to adopt and adapt technologies. They are not, they cannot use no longer these excuses like, oh, it's too heavy, it's too difficult. No, the adoption of the technology is not as difficult as in the past. What is difficult will be the impacts that the technology will have in humans, in processes, and in organization.
In this point, we should be we aware of AI. It's a threat or a good tool in this point.
No, it is always good to at least to understand both the opportunities and the threats. Of course, there's excitement around specifically generative AI, and I think it's good, because if people are at least open to talk or open to understand, it's good. This community of professionals need to do the job of not only showing the opportunities, but always balancing the opportunities with the risks and the threats. So I think there's a huge human factor related with competencies and the development of competencies, because this is not only evolution of technology. The technologies of the artificial intelligence have a huge impact in the way humans see the world, not because of the technology, but if we imagine ourselves in the past, our education, when we went to school, we were educated to know the answers. So we go and learn in university to have more answers than others in specific areas. So a professional of security have more answers about security than a non-security professional. And that is the society that we have now. The ones that have answers lead the topic. Now artificial intelligence have all the answers. So the challenge is not how can I have more answers than the technology? No, the question is, can I do a question to the artificial intelligence? So that mindset will should transform the education, the way people collaborate with machines. People will not differentiate by beating the machines. There's a saying that artificial intelligence will not replace humans. Humans with artificial intelligence will replace humans that refuse or don't know how to use artificial intelligence. So I think that we are in a moment is not only about adoption of technology, but a transformation of our skills, our knowledge, and the way also we educate our teams, our professionals in our organization, but even kids. If we start now by educating kids to not only repeat answers, but do better questions, I think that will be a huge impact in the society in some years.
Last question: what's your impressions about ITAPA? Why you can recommend to the others?
Yeah, from what I understood, not from what I hear, because I'm not speaking your language, but at least from the translation of the program, it looked very the topics that were being discussing very wide in terms of approach. It looked me very mixed in terms of topics, more business oriented, more technology oriented. I think the involvement that I saw from the public authorities in this event is very important to show commitment, because if the authority, if the state, if the public companies are moving forward, I think everyone goes a little bit also go in that direction. So I think symbolically, it's a very well organized 2 days, and hopefully people with these different views of the same topics, because when we have several people talking about the same thing, maybe this is just different perspectives of the same tools. And I think that will be a huge opportunity for everyone that is coming here today. So as me, my name is Bruno Horta Soares. I joined ITAPA 2024, the spring edition, and I invite you, everyone, to come in the next editions this year in autumn, right? But also in next years. Join ITAPA.